Good morning. Welcome to Craft Time at the Lisbon Hepburn Library. My name is Michelle McClagan and I am the director of the library here in Lisbon. And today our craft project is a butterfly. So this is the final project that we are making. This is the craft kit. There are enough supplies in the craft kit to make 3 butterflies of different color combinations. So I'm going to put this kit aside. I have enough here to make 1, so I will show you what your kit has. Your kit will have 6 cupcake liners. 3 of them are a solid color and 3 of them are polka dots. The colors sort of go together. If you wanted to do something that was along this line, you would have a teal colored solid and a blue colored polka dot, or in the case of the one that I'm going to make today, I have purple. But there's absolutely no reason that you can't mix and match the colors however you want to. It does not have to be the way that I have done them here. So your kit will have, as I said, 6 of these so that you can use 2 per butterfly. And you will have 3 buttons of, again, colors that sort of go with the colors of the cupcake wrappers. And you will have 3 pieces of string, and those will also be different colors. In the case of what we're making today, I have all purple kind of colors here. And then you will have 3 of these chenille stems. And again, those will be in different colors. What you need to provide from home is some glue. It can be a glue stick or it can be liquid glue. You'll need a pair of pretty sturdy scissors because you might want to cut your chenille stem, and in case you want to do that, you would want something that was strong enough to cut through. And then it would be helpful if you had something like a pencil because you're going to curl the ends, and I used a pencil to do that, but you could curl them around your finger if you didn't have a pencil handy. So the first thing that we're going to do is decide in your kit, this particular kit has pinks and yellows and purples. You're going to decide which colors you want to go for each of your butterflies. So I'm going to do these. You're going to take a cupcake wrapper and you're going to sort of flatten it. You don't want to flatten all the ridges out, but you want to open it up so that it's flat on the table. Then down here at the bottom, where it's close to you, you're going to fold it upwards, okay? And you're going to make a crease. And you don't want to go too far. I'm looking here. That's about the same width as the pencil is. So if you want to use a pencil as a guide, that would give you a good starting point. You want to be able to fold so that you get these folds that you see in the butterfly's wings. So you don't want them to be too tight or too big because it just wouldn't look quite as much like a butterfly. So you fold up, flip it over, and then you're going to fold the other way, okay? And then flip it over and keep folding. You want to make what's called an accordion fold. So if you look here, it's just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. So just keep folding. And you're going to fold all the way to the other end. And it doesn't matter how many folds necessarily. It doesn't have to be an even number. It doesn't have to be an odd number. And when you get to the end, it may or may not be the same size as the other ones. It may be a little bit shorter, and that's fine too. Give it a little bit of a crease, okay? And as you can see, this is what I have. So one side of it is the pretty color, the outside of the cupcake wrapper, and the other side is the less colorful side, which is the inside. You can, of course, choose to go either direction here. Take your second cupcake liner, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to sort of flatten it out into a big circle. And if you want to make more than the 3, you can easily make these just with some paper and cut it into a circle. It won't necessarily have, the same ridges around the edges, but it will still be something that you can do the accordion fold on. And you can choose to use other colors, or you could color them or draw on them. So we'll just keep making these little folds all the way to the other end of our cupcake wrapper. All right, so now we've got 2 of them. And if you look at what I did with my sample, I put the solid color on the bottom and I put the polka dot color on the top towards the butterfly's head. You can choose to do either one, but what you want to do is take these two, and it helps if you kind of just fold them in half like this and line them up. Give it a little bit of a crease right down here. We'll do the same thing with this one. And that way you know where the center is. And then the two pieces are going to fit together just like this. So you're going to nestle in the two centers. And it's helpful if you take just a little bit of glue just to keep things from slipping and sliding while you're trying to do the next part of the project. So just a little glue, and right in the center. You don't want to glue across the whole thing because you want to be able to have the wings be a little bit separated. Okay, so it's just the middle part that you're going to glue. So we'll just put some glue there. There we go. And then the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little piece of string and just unfold that or unroll it carefully so you don't end up with a bunch of knots in it. I'm going to take one end of my string and I am going to basically tie a little loop, make a little knot with my string. And there we go. And then I'm going to tie it one more time so that it stays in place, because it's not going to stay tight all by itself there. And again, with the colors, you will have colors that kind of blend together, but you can do contrasting colors, and you could tie a yellow string around a butterfly that is purple and blue if you want to do that. All right, so that's going to give us what we're going to be able to use to hang it on a window and so forth. And you may want to just make sure that you slide it around so that it's facing the side that you want it to be on. And then the next step that we have is to take our chenille stem. We're going to do real simple, fold it in half, line up your two ends, come down, give it a little bit of a crease so it stays together. And if you look here, you can see on the back that it's wrapped around, okay, the two pieces of cupcake wrapper. So we're just going to come right around like that. Just kind of make sure your string stays out of the way. Get it right there in the middle where you put your little bit of glue, and then twist. So you're going to take it and you're going to twist the pipe cleaner so that it stays tight around the rest of the butterfly. Okay, so that we've got that step right there. Okay, then the next step that you're going to do is just kind of take the cupcake wrappers and spread them out a little bit, okay, because you want to be able to see the butterfly wings. So just unfold some of those accordion folds that you made until you get what looks like butterfly wings. So there we go. We've got that, and we've got our string right here that is getting a little bit tangled up, so I'm going to put it up that direction. Okay, next step that you've got is to take care of the rest of the antenna. So you want to take this antenna and you want to curl it this direction, and you want to take this antenna and you want to go this way. And that's where it's kind of helpful. If you take your pencil, you can roll the antenna around the pencil, and then you can see how maybe in this case it's just a little bit longer than you want it to be. It looks out of proportion, all right, compared to the other one. So that's where it's your choice. If you like it like that, you can leave it. You can roll it into a tighter circle or a spiral if you want to, or you can do what I'm going to do, and that is to take my scissors, and you might need the help of an adult here because it does take a little extra force, but I'm going to cut off just about that much. So about an inch or so off of the end of each of my pipe cleaners. And you can choose to do something else with these if you might have other ideas for a craft. So that's going to make them a little shorter. So now I'm going to go back and give it a little bit of a roll with my pipe cleaner around my pencil. And like I said, you can use your finger, you could use a glue stick, you could use anything. And then they're just a little tighter than I want, so I'm just going to loosen them up a little bit And there are the antennae for my butterfly. And his wings are spread out, and that looks pretty good. So the last step that we have is a really simple one. And again, you have multiple colors of buttons in your kit. I chose to use a purple one here. And you're going to want to put some glue either on the butterfly or on the button, or maybe on both. And it takes a little bit to make it stick. This one is sticking just fine. But take a look at your button, because some of the buttons have different fronts and different backs. And honestly, I don't know which one is the front and which one is the back on some of them. But this one has a little extra ridge around it. It's a little bit fancier than this side. So I think I'm going to put it with the fancier side up. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put my glue right here on that chenille stem. And then I'm going to put quite a bit of glue. And you don't want so much that the glue is going to slip and slide out and you're going to end up with a big mess. But you want enough that it's going to hold. And then, of course, I dropped it upside down. And I'm going to put it right there on my butterfly. And I'm going to give it just a little bit of a push. And I'm going to hold it steady for a moment and wipe off any extra glue. Some of the glue sometimes squishes through the holes that are in the middle of the button. But there we go. That is that particular craft. Now I can take this and I can hang it in the window. I can hang it someplace else. And if you don't want to hang it up, you can always just leave the string off. Or if you change your mind later, you could always trim the string and that would be fine. So like I said, your kit is going to make 3 butterflies. So you would end up with something that looks like these 2 plus a third one. And that would be the kit for this week. We did a butterfly story on Wednesday and a butterfly craft on Friday. Once again, my name is Michelle McClagan, and I am the director of the library here in Lisbon. I look forward to seeing you next week for a brand new craft. We'll be handing out craft packets on Monday starting at 3 p.m. While supplies last, we normally have 25 packets to start the week, and then we'll do the craft together on Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook. And of course, you can watch that at any time in the rest of the day or whatever. You'll find it there. So we are all set. Thank you so much for crafting with me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.